Hey guys, Mr. Abyss here with Life as a Shonen. If you are enjoying the content in our channel, don't forget to like our videos and go ahead and subscribe. Hey guys, we're going to be doing something a little different today. The blatant disrespect that I've heard of, in regards to Sanji versus Zoro, or Sanji's stance of power in the Straw Hat crew, it's ridiculous. It's gotten to a point where it needs to be put out there and get everything set straight. Sanji is on the exact same level as Zoro, and his observation haki is better than Luffy's. I have my trusty notebook with me, or a trusty piece of paper with me, to try and prove this. Let's straighten this out a little bit. Everyone has their own type of haki that they specialize in. Oda has stated this. It's concrete, laid out in front of us. Zoro's is armament, Luffy's is conquerors, and Sanji's is observation haki. And I think what we've been watching, at least through the whole, from Dressrosa on, has been Luffy trying to equal each of his peers' specializations. The fights against Doflamingo and Cracker will help Luffy get to the armament haki level of someone like Zoro. The Doflamingo fight got him to the point where he could take an extremely high level of attack damage with his haki. The Cracker fight, because you saw him Doflamingo fight, he didn't have the endurance to be able to handle a fight against someone like that. Like, people always bring up with Sanji that him losing to Doflamingo in that little skirmish was some kind of big feat that shows he's just fodder. Luffy would have got stomped without the entirety of Dressrosa helping him. He had the people, he had the elves, he had his crew, he had Law. I mean, it was pretty stacked in Luffy's favor. Let's be honest with that. Take him to Cracker, now he's got to learn how to 1v1, even though he still didn't even 1v1. Without Nami there, Cracker would have ended up handling Luffy. He would have been able to soften the Crackers. Luffy's stamina would not have been able to handle that. Done Luffy. Now you have the fight against Katakuri, where I think is trying to train Luffy's observation haki up to the point where Sanji already is. Let's take this for example. Earlier on in the Whole Cake Island arc, you had Sanji dodging pretty much a snipe, an unseen snipe. Sanji had no idea this attack was coming from a man that can see a few seconds into the future. Luffy has not been able to do that in this fight against Katakuri until literally last chapter. There, done. His observation haki is not on the same level as Sanji's, which honestly could beg the question, would Sanji have been a better opponent for Katakuri in this fight? Now let me state my case here. Luffy has not had to use Gear 4th against Katakuri at all that I remember in this fight. If he did, it was for a second. It hasn't been an extended period of time, which means he doesn't need the power output of Gear 4th to hand Katakuri massive damage. And I 100% believe that Sanji can match the damage output of Gear 2nd Luffy, or Gear 3rd Luffy. Throw on a Diablo Jambe, get Sanji in the air, get him some momentum, have him do the, bad manners, whatever it was during the Thriller Bark arc. Yeah, he can definitely match Luffy's damage output. And from the get-go, Sanji was able to dodge an attack by Katakuri that, I must state once again, can see into a few seconds into the future, so he knows where Sanji's going to be, but Sanji was able to dodge him knowing where he's going to be. That's the highest level of observation haki we've seen in the whole series so far, other than Katakuri. And Luffy's just getting there. So I think Sanji would have 100% been able to fight Katakuri. Maybe his stamina, but even then I argue that Sanji's stamina is just as good as Zoro's. Maybe not as high. Let's say if Zoro was an A+, Sanji would be an A. And I believe the evidence backs it up. During Thriller Bark, after Kuma's gigantic attack that wiped every person in there out, everyone was knocked out, except for Sanji and Zoro. Now, Sanji was a little bit more shaken than Zoro was, but let's not act like it wasn't Oda showing us that these two guys in this crew are so powerful that they're the only ones that can handle attack from a warlord of the sea. And Kuma was not playing around. Kuma was there to erase the group. It wasn't until he saw these acts from Sanji and Zoro that inspired him to let the crew keep on living. I really believe that if people looked into what was happening and what Oda showed us in the series, every time you have Zoro and Luffy, or Zoro and Sanji, they're shown as rivals. They're not meant to ever be that far apart from each other, or for us to ever have one 100% be stronger than the other. it's a rivalry. They're supposed to push each other to keep getting stronger. If one reaches a certain height, the other's going to fight to get higher. You even saw that on Little Garden, where they got into the same exact match that Broggy and Dory got into. They competed with each other, couldn't agree on a winner. Boom, now you're stuck in a forever rivalry with the two. Just go ahead and accept that that Sanji is Zoro's equal. And we'll have a way better time in the series. That's all I wanted to say. See y'all later.